I'm here for a very special episode one episode that I've been planning to do for a while now with my daughter, Ayana. And she is played a huge role in my life, in the path that I am on today. It started many years ago, and I let her share her story. Yeah, and then we'll take it from there. So this story is about hope. It is about transformation. It is a journey through many challenges as a family, as you know. But I want her to share her part of her journey. So far, I've always been sharing my role in this, and what we've been through. But today I wanted to bring her on and share about how she felt, how she overcame, and what she's up to today. So, Ayana, if you want to get started and let's start where you are right now, what you are doing currently. Maybe if you want to just share a few things about where you are now.
Right now, I'm attending the University of British Columbia. It's in Vancouver. It's a really good university. I love it there. And I'm majoring in English and psychology. So I just finished my first year. I'm going to start my second year this September.
Yeah, we are also looking forward to that. So
Yeah.
this is a exciting phase of your journey, and as parents, I think uh, we are happy and a bit sad, of course,
Yeah.
to have a child
Yeah.
leave home. It's always a struggle for parents. So now I want to start at the beginning, in the sense where it all started for you, and it started when things changed for us as a family, and particularly for me, how I became a health coach in the process. But it's all about you. So if you could go back, let's start with if you could go back and talk to your 7-year-old self in the middle of her worst eczema days, what would you tell her? What I want to share here is that what Ayana had was extremely severe eczema, and I've shared my story before. But for if you haven't heard about it, and it was so severe that she was put on several medications, steroids, immunosuppressive medications, and that actually led to one of the worst crises that we have ever been through, or a parent can ever go through. But coming back to you, if you could go and talk to your 7-year-old self during probably the worst days. There were many such days. What
Yeah.
could you tell her?
Um, well, I would probably, I remember one of the most, one of the things that I used to think about the most was just the fact that I hated my body for doing this to me and my skin. And I've always wondered why it was making my life so difficult. But now I've been thinking back on my younger self and what I was going through. Now I would tell my younger self to be patient with my body because it's also trying its best. It's also dealing with my skin and all of these issues. And it did its best to support me. And it could have been worse. It could, it was pretty bad, but it could have been worse in my. So I feel like I would tell my 7-year-old self, no matter how hard it is, to be patient with my body and also be kind to it, and yeah, just give it some space to also allow it to heal. Yeah.
So yeah, so patience. Yes,
Yeah.
there were a lot of trying times.
Yeah.
You remember the
It's taken me a while to love my body as it is. So
and
yeah.
so what do you think has helped in accepting your body? And are there some things that you remember specifically that we did? Because of course we did a lot of things together, but or something else that happened and something shifted. What do you think helped?
I I mean, it was a gradual thing. I don't think there was like one moment where I was like, oh, I need to love myself right now. I think it was more of like as I got better and as I learned to accept the fact that I had a skin condition and that I would have to live with it and also take care of it because it wouldn't go away for the rest of my life. I just learned to, this is the only body that I have, and it's been through a lot for me. And I was realizing I need to appreciate what's up for me as well. So I think it was just a thought of that. It was just one of those, my thought process was just the fact that I need to, like I said, be patient with myself. And yeah, well, I like how I like the way I am now.
I'm so happy to hear that as a parent and as a coach both. But I think something that you mentioned here, I think it's really important for people to understand, because not many people, when I work with many people over the years, and I've struggled with it myself, of dealing with chronic conditions that, especially as women, And actually, this is not anything to do with a particular gender. It's about accepting that we have a particular issue or a particular condition. It's not easy to accept because once you accept it, you can't hide from it, and then you have to do certain things with it. Right? You have to accept responsibility for it.
Yeah.
So I think what you said was, uh, I, I, I want to sort of reiterate that because acceptance is where it starts. But I think the other thing that you said is patience. Yes, I mean being patient. It's very hard when you're going through, and uh, we've both been there, so I know exactly. Remember all the sleepless nights, the constant itching, and I look back on those years of dealing with that, and so yeah, there were many such nights, many years actually of those sleepless nights and the constant itching. And so, what were some of the hardest parts of living with severe eczema as a child, whether at school, with friends, or at home, from your side?
Well, I mean, from what I remember of myself when I was younger, living with what I had, I think it was more just the fact that I looked different because as a child, it's more about what you see on the outside. Children are very like upfront about things. So I was always worried about the fact or like concerned about the fact that I looked different from my friends or that I had to eat different food or I couldn't do a lot of things they could do. And that definitely made me feel pretty isolated or, alone. At home it was fine because obviously my family is very supportive and loving. And that was pretty good. But yeah, I just outside of home, at school with people that didn't know me or saw me for the first time, I was always worried about what they would think or yeah,
Stuff. Yeah, and I think uh, again, as a parent, but as a person um, who saw what you went through, the unfortunate part about it's actually pros and cons. The unfortunate part about eczema is it shows on the skin, so everybody can see. And I remember many times that I had to answer the question whether it's infectious or not,
yes,
because people have no clue, and then they tend to look at you strangely, and
yeah.
so you
Yeah,
have
exactly. Because if people, other people, it wasn't as common or people weren't as aware about it, back then, and definitely looked well. It didn't look great. So people definitely, if it was more from an ignorant place most of the time, where they didn't know what was happening. Yeah. So I also didn't like. I mean, I didn't mind. Or I don't remember if I minded or not. But I did tell them what it was. There were some follow-up questions, but yeah, it was just mainly that
they didn't know about
they
it,
didn't know.
right? It's and usually what you don't know about, you are usually scared of. So it's some kind of fear of the unknown. So people tend to do look at you strangely, etc. It wouldn't have been easy. And yeah, I mean, and I remember many of those situations because you could not really play many sports. You could not go swimming because the water used to always sting. The path was hard enough. Forget about swimming, right? If you remember, and there were so many places the skin was broken, so then you could have it was difficult to do those. So yeah, so there were a lot of restrictions for many years. I mean, things have of course changed now. I mean, we are both very happy about it. But for many years, there was before we found a solution and before we understood what was really going on at the root, right? There was many things, and I think so. We wrote a book about it actually. I mean, we should talk about that as well.
You wrote a book about it.
Yeah, but it was about you. It was about us, our family, and about hope, about finding a way through it, way through all of that. So the book is called "I Have Eczema, So What," and it's available on Amazon as Kindle, Kindle app. But yeah, it's based on a 9-year-old girl called Maya and her younger brother and her grandmother and family. And it's if you can check out the book on Amazon. Uh, and I think the lowest point, again, speaking as a parent, lowest point for us, and I wanted to see if you remember about that time, was when one of the medications that was given actually had a terrible catastrophic side effect, and bone marrow shutdown, and you were hospitalized for a month and ICU for almost 3 weeks. So I remember all those terrible times. Yeah, it always still brings tears in my eyes. But what do you remember about that time? Do you remember anything? How it made you feel? That was, I think, the lowest and the turning point.
Well, a lot happened. It was like a month long period. I remember getting really sick at the beginning. I think it was after my first day of second grade. I came back home and I was really sick. And then I didn't go to school after that.
Oh, was it first?
Yeah, I went to school in the first day and I came back and I felt really sick. And then, and then I got sicker. And then I don't know how long I was at home for. And then I took me to the hospital and I got admitted and stuff. And then I remember the first time, I think we carried in because I couldn't walk.
Yes.
And then one of the doctors gave me, now I know it was an IV, but he said it was a mosquito bite and they put the needle into my hand.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember the way because I was
now we can smile about it.
Yeah. So now, I mean, I didn't know it was an IV earlier, but yeah. Anyway, so they gave me that. I don't remember much after that. I remember being in the ICU because I made friends with the nurses there. It was nice. The nurses were very nice. Definitely painful. When I was asking when I could go home. I don't think I was aware of what was happening.
I think it was not the first couple of weeks for sure. After that, and
then they said they were taking me for an operation. That I remember
that was a line actually. That was
the anesthesia,
so that you can easier to give the medication. That's why because they couldn't keep pricking you every day for tests. They had to do that. So then ID line for such a small child is difficult. So yeah, there was a lot.
Yeah, and I remember all my friends, all the people, friends in the second grade sent me cards and stuff. I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yes,
that was nice.
It still have some of
that. Yeah, and then after I got better, they put me in a different room, and then I met all the other family members, and that was. I remember feeling, I was feeling sad and scared. Is the best way I could put it, because I don't remember a lot of the things that happened. Yeah, it was kind of what it is.
I think I can, and I've shared with you earlier, but I can share that the day we knew that we would get well was 2 weeks from when you were admitted, and that was the day that things started turning around with the blood markers, etc. And I think it was the same day as your birthday,
my
7th birthday in the ICU. They got a fruit cake. Yes, the nurses got a fruit cake, and I was like, sorry,
they put a banner on my door.
Yes, they put a banner. It was still in ICU actually.
Yeah, I know.
It was still in the ICU.
I remember that very vividly.
So there was a cake cutting which happened in the ICU. They got it specially for you. I don't think they would have done it for anybody else. No. So, but for a child, yes, because you were recovering from that time onwards. But yeah, so those were we've come a long way since then.
Yes.
So how, so we've been through a lot, and we've been through a lot as a family, and we pulled together.
Yeah.
And how is your life different now compared to those years? What can you do now that once felt impossible? And I know horse riding became a big part of your life for many years. But what are some of the other things? How has your life changed since then?
I mean, it's also more of a mental thing because after I definitely went through it. It took a long time for my skin to calm down like it has now, finally. So even as I was going through flare-ups as I got over infections and stuff, it was more of a mental thing where I was like, like I said, I had to accept the fact that I had this and this would happen. So once I just learned to accept it and focused more on how to take care of it and make it go away or heal it, I think it made it easier to deal with, even if things got worse. Because now, even if let's say my skin were to flare up or something, like it does sometimes. Not as bad, but even if it were to flare up or get that bad, and I know how to deal with it now. And I also, I care less about what it looks like on my skin. I still care, but it's a little less than before because now I know my body's, trying to heal and help me heal it as well. And it's doing its best. So I want to, instead of don't hating my body or making it worse for myself, I probably have learned how to work with my body instead.
Yeah. So are you more comfortable inside your
room? I'm more experienced now in dealing with this.
Yes, of course.
Mentally and physically. So I think the way I look at my skin condition, it's a part of me, and it's also taught me a lot actually. So my life is definitely more, I don't know, peaceful, or at least less conflicted about the fact that I have skin condition.
So since you mentioned this, what are the top 2 or 3 things that it has taught you actually?
Well, I think some of the things taught me because I definitely know that if I did not go through what I went through, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So as much as I don't like the fact that I have a skin condition, I appreciate what I've learned from it, and it's made me more grounded, I think, because it's made me appreciate the fact that things can get hard, and it's made me appreciate the people that are around me that help me, like my family, of course, my friends that stuck by me for a long time. It's taught me to definitely not judge people what they look like.
That's
It's made me like not really focus on physical appearance, because that doesn't really say much about a person. I mean, it's definitely, we can't help it as human beings, but it's definitely taught me to look deeper, yeah, not just
beyond the
people by what
skin.
they look like. Yeah. It's taught me to be more resilient about things. It's taught me
Emotionally as well, right? It's not just physically.
mentally, physically, emotionally, both. It's taught me all of that. So I mean, that's something that's
A lot of things.
yeah, it's taught me how to deal. It's taught me to like. It's hardened me in a way. It's taught me to not, give up, or not really. Because if I gave up, my skin went bad.
There were a lot of
I
times.
probably wouldn't do it. Nothing would
There were a
happen.
lot of times.
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely taught me to. I mean, it's taught me to also care less about what people think of me now. Because I mean, I've just accepted the fact that I probably will. I probably won't. Very honestly, I probably won't like what I look like with my skin condition sometimes. But also, it's taught me to just accept that I can't really think about it. So I might as well just focus on, living my life the way I want to.
Yeah, so it's taught you a lot of things. And actually, there are many sayings, but I think one of the things is you grow through what you go through.
Yeah.
So you've grown as a person. I mean, it made
A
you,
little faster than most.
yeah, a
people,
little faster because you
yeah.
didn't have a choice, but it gave you, as you said, it gave you a lot as well as a person, right?
Unfortunately,
yeah. So we can't control that part, but
Yeah.
yeah, what you can control is your response and our response and as a family, because you were a child that time. Now you are much older and now you do it yourself. Now you're anyways on your own in that sense on a day-to-day basis. So, but you know now you have what you need to do. You have all the tools now. So physical tools and other tools as well. So what would you say to another young person or their parent who feels like they have tried everything and but nothing is working? So what would you probably say?
Well, I'd probably say that you actually haven't tried everything, because you never know if you've tried everything or not. So it depends on. I mean, I guess it depends. I would probably tell them to, calm down for a second and stop for a second, because I know that when you think like that, you're probably desperate and think it feels more like survival than looking for a cure or something. So I would tell them to relax for a second, think about things. And also, like I said, probably haven't tried everything. And because I mean, we felt that way.
Yes.
And then we
for
found,
many
and we
years,
found a relatively easy way to, use it.
easier, more effective way.
Exactly.
Because
So
clearly what we were trying before that was not working, right? So
and different things work for different people.
yes.
So I would tell them to not really go by what other people are saying work for them, and focus on their own, like the condition that they have, because they know their child's body or their body the best. And then I would tell them to just like the hardest thing to do in that situation is slow down and think, but that's what you have to do to effectively look at the condition and then see what's going. So, and I would also tell them that this is not the end of the world, and even though you have this, and yes, it does suck. I would tell them to, you
can actually tell the. I mean, you can.
Well, okay. So, like I said, the hardest thing to do in that situation is have some kind of hope that things will get better, or just slow down and think for a second. But I would definitely tell them to just like acknowledge the fact that your body is also trying its best to heal itself and it's trying to help you. So I think you should try and listen to what your body is telling you, or what you feel like, what your child is feeling like, and then go from there. Yeah. And that things, it doesn't look like it or doesn't feel like it right now, but things will get. And what you're going through right now does not reflect who you are as a person. Yeah.
Right. Definitely does not. Thanks. A lovely message, because I feel that's one of the first things I wanted you to know, that eczema is not who you are. It's just a part of, that's I think one of the things also you said earlier.
Well, there's a difference in not being all that I am and also being a part of me, because like it or not, it is a part of me.
but
And
it's not everything.
yeah, exactly. It's not everything. It's definitely not the only thing that I am. And without it, I wouldn't have had horse riding. Right?
Yes, yes, because you're forced to choose
Yes.
another sport
Yeah.
and you
And I
national
wouldn't,
level
yeah.
show
And I
something.
also wouldn't be there. Everything's a chain reaction. So I wouldn't be,
Yes,
here where I am.
yes,
No.
yes. It helped.
And you wouldn't be here helping other
Yes,
people.
I would be here helping other
So,
people as well.
yeah.
So it has this
Definitely.
positive thing that have come out of it. I think that's what matters in the end, that what you make out of it, rather than what you had to go. I mean, of course, what we had to go through, nobody wants to, but that's a beautiful message, Ayana. So thank you for sharing that. So, um, if if you want to know where you want to start, I mean, so if people wanted to really know where they should start, anything that you think would help them, any particular area where should they start, or what do you think?
I'm I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of ways. I mean, the most common way to deal with this is physically, look for creams, look for steroids, look for medicines, look for other ways. But and people like you there are a lot of good resources for that too. But I think in my now looking back on it now personally for me, I think one thing that helped me focus on or helped me get better or live with it better is looking at it from a different perspective, because it's really easy to hate on yourself and not like yourself or beat yourself up or hide yourself because you don't want people looking at you, or it takes toll on self-esteem. It takes toll on what you look like. It takes
Self-confidence.
So it takes a toll on a lot of things.
Yes, mentally, yeah.
So I think, so I've said this a bunch in this interview, but I think one thing that maybe you should start with is giving yourself, or whoever's going through it, or telling them to at least, some time and some patience, and working with your body, not against it, because your body is not trying to, it's not out to get you. It's not trying to make your life difficult. It's actually trying to heal, right? And it's also sending you messages. Everything, every skin reaction, every flare up, every pain, all the pain and suffering is a signal from your body that's what it's going through. And I think it'll definitely make it easier, or relatively easier, to um, live with, to accept the fact that you have this condition, that it might not go away ever, that you'll have to live with it forever, and it you know just to live with that fact that it's not a very
It
easy
can
thing to
still
live
be
with.
better from what it
Yes.
is
And
today.
once you accept that fact, that's when you focus on, instead of looking for ways to make it go away, you
Or
can
fix
look
it.
or fix it. There's nothing to fix, honestly. Like, it is what it is. You can't, like it or not, you cannot fix it, but you can, help your body make it get better. You can help yourself feel better. So that's what you should focus.
Yeah, what a lovely place to start. And I think I have done my job here over the years. I'm so proud of you, from what you've shared today, from where you have come as a mother and also as a functional medicine coach. I'm so happy to hear that the messages that I've been sharing at home and outside my home is, that's a message we want to spread, the message of hope, the message of the empowerment, not to give up, not to stop looking for answers, but in the right places, because you're right. I was desperate for a long time, and I also
it is a hard situation.
It's a very hard situation, but there are answers out there, and if we look for them, if we try and figure out what the root causes are, if we, as you've been saying, and as I say in my body-wise healing approach, that it is more about understanding what your body is, and it's not out to get you. It's not your enemy. Your symptoms are talking to you. They are messages. I think you've said all of it, so I don't need to read. I don't need to say that again. But it is important, which is why I'm reiterating that these are messages from your body, and once you start listening, your body starts to soften, and that's when you start getting answers, and then you know what is the right path for you. So, and for you, I mean, I did that as a parent because I was the primary caregiver. But if you're struggling with some health issue, then you need to do, advocate for yourself and try and, find out this path. But it is possible. And in fact, I just, we are right at the end of the interview today. But I wanted to share, and I'm going to share that in the show notes, and I'm going to share it in the link. I have a free guide. It's called the Autoimmune Healing Toolkit, which actually will help you get started with this, with listening to your body. With, there's a 3-step process, and with self-compassion. I think, that is something that is often missing from many of the programs, because as Ayana has been saying repeatedly, that you need to accept and you need to be kind to yourself, to your body. And that is what self compassion is all about. It's about kindness in a moment of suffering. We don't talk about all these things. Appreciation, Ayana has mentioned earlier. Again, appreciation is gratitude. I mean, in terms of gratitude towards your own body for what it's doing for you and how it has kept you alive and what, how it is fighting for you. So make sure that you grab the free guide below. I'm going to share the link. Anything else that I haven't asked you that you would have like to share, or anything else that you want to share, or maybe a question that I haven't asked?
I just think, I mean, that when I was going through it back then, I did not think I would ever be who I am right now. So I hope that my younger self is proud of who I am as a person right now and what we're doing. But I think of it as we, not me and her. So
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So I think that she wouldn't believe that we're going to university in a country,
Yes,
alone.
and doing well.
Yeah.
And doing well and enjoying life there.
Yeah. Because like I said, I used to feel like I had to, hide myself away, or I didn't want people to see. For different reasons, mostly because of the fact that I looked very different. Or that people would just like keep asking questions or judging me for what I look like. So when, like I said, also I've learned to like not really think about what people think about me anymore.
And that's freeing, actually.
It is very free. So, and that also comes from a place of acceptance about the fact, because I have this, I can't make it go away. I won't make it go away just because you want me to look a certain way or something. Yeah, I think it's just if you're going through it, what helps is to just accept the fact that it's part of you, but it's not all of you. So, and you can definitely, and parts of you will keep changing, as you grow. So I think you should be focusing. I think we should all be focusing on growing the parts of us to fit together better, not changing them out because they don't fit.
Yeah, I love that. I love that last part. And I'm sure your 7-year-old is proud of you, but your mom is certainly proud of you. So thank you so much for such a lovely discussion. I mean, I've been wanting to have this discussion for a long time now, but I think this was the right moment. And I have been thinking about this for the last year or so, but yeah, sometimes just things fall into place. And I'm glad that you got to share your part of the side of the story. I would say I've been sharing mine, but I wanted to hear from you, and I think I want everyone else to hear as well. So thank you for joining me, for having